No crew. Food still on the table, lights on. That image grabs me every time. Ghost ships feel like a chill straight from the deep. But here is the twist I love. The scariest part is usually plain reality. Storms, bad pumps, a panicked call. Real clues, not sea monsters. I'm Riley Rush. I used to chase storms and dig through old case files. I learned fast that ship logs and weather charts tell stories. Today I'm breaking down 10 real ghost ships found adrift. You'll get the timeline, the clues left on board, and the most likely answers without the myths. We start with the classic. Mary Celeste, 1872. Cargo safe. One lifeboat gone. An Admiralty court later said there was no evidence of foul play. An oceanographer even said this ship was in really good shape when found. So why would a captain leave a good ship in the middle of the Atlantic? We will read the water, the wind, and the pumps to find out. Have you heard the Mary Celeste story before? I dug through court records and old weather notes for this one. You are watching Crazy Top 10, and by the end you will be able to cut through scary headlines like a pro. Let's sail into number 1 and see what pushed a seasoned captain to step off a ship that should have stayed afloat. Number 1 starts with the legend, the Mary Celeste. December 1872. About 400 miles east of the Azores, another crew spots her moving under sail. They board. The ship is sound. Sails are up. Stores are full. The cargo, 1,701 barrels of industrial alcohol, is still there. But the people are gone. One lifeboat is missing. Below, 3.5 feet of water sloshes in the bilge. A pump is taken apart. Charts are scattered. Yet an expert later said, it wasn't flooded or horribly damaged. The Discovery crew sailed it. It was in really good shape. A year later, a court held a salvage hearing and ruled there was no evidence of foul play. So, what happened? Modern work points to simple fear. The ship had been refit. Coal dust and debris may have clogged the pumps. In heavy weather, the captain could not trust the reading. He may have missed his position by more than 100 miles. If he feared a hidden leak or fumes from the cargo, a short step into the lifeboat felt smart. A good ship, a bad read, a hasty call. That mix can cost lives. From here we hit the Carolina coast, where number 2 ran aground with dinner ready and no hands to eat it. Number 2 brings us to the Diamond Shoals off North Carolina. January 31st, 1921. A lookout sees a 5-masted schooner hard aground. It is the Carroll A Deering. When a team finally boards, they find a frozen moment. Decks awash. Sails set. Running water working. In the galley, food is laid out as if a meal was about to be served. But the lifeboats are gone. The crew is gone. The logbook, sextant, and even the captain's pistols are missing. Anchors are missing too. Then a bottle note pops up, claiming pirates took them. Investigators soon expose it as a hoax. Still, the questions build. A federal probe chases rumors of mutiny, rum runners, even radicals. Local Coast Guard men shake their heads. Launching small boats in that surf would be impossible, one said. A station captain believed they abandoned her after taking everything of value. No trace of the crew ever turns up. The ship breaks apart and is destroyed. The scene screams a hurried exit, but the reason stays out of reach. From a grounded giant to a small workhorse, number 3 sails us to the South Pacific, a ship that should not sink, a radio tuned to distress, and life rafts gone into open water. Number 3 is the Mary Celeste of the South Pacific. The MV Joyita leaves Samoa on October 3, 1955, with 25 people aboard. She never arrives. A massive search turns up nothing. 5 weeks later, a merchant crew finds her adrift, more than 600 miles off course, near Fiji. The sight is unreal. Joyita lists hard to port, decks flooded, but she still floats. Her cork-lined hull keeps her up. No one is on board. 3 life rafts are gone. The doctor's bag lies open, with bloody bandages inside. The radio sits tuned to the distress channel, but it will not transmit. In the engine room, parts are taken apart. The port clutch is off. Heavy drums and some cargo are missing. A formal inquiry in early 1956 gets blunt. A corroded cooling pipe let seawater flood the bilges. Pumps were blocked. Power and steering failed. A big swell forced the heavy list. They call the hull sound, but in extremely bad condition. Then they say the quiet part out loud. The fate of the passengers and crew is inexplicable on the evidence. A buoyant boat, flooded decks, a night decision. Panic is a powerful storm. Now we jump to number 4, where the sea may hide not weather, but a crime. Number 4 turns dark. In 2003, the fishing vessel High Aim 6 is found drifting near Indonesian waters. Engines can run. Fuel is aboard. Fishing gear is ready, but the crew has vanished. Investigators count dozens of tons of diesel and full nets. It looks ready to work, not ready to fail. Then come the hints of human hands. Reports say authorities discovered hidden migrants tucked under bunks. Footprints and traces on board imply a secret transfer. With no distress call and no storm damage, police suspect foul play. By the time the case cools, officials conclude the 29 missing crewmen are likely dead. The Working View calls it a human trafficking job gone brutal, or a violent conflict among those on board. Nothing is proven in court, but the pattern is ugly. When I read files like this, I feel that slow burn of anger. Boats should feed families, not hide crimes. Here, the sea keeps its silence. We pivot to a quieter puzzle for number 5. A modern catamaran off Australia, engine humming, sandwiches on the table, and not a soul in sight. Simple scene. Chilling absence. Let's board the Kaz II. Number 5. Floats like a still photo. April 2007, near the Great Barrier Reef. A 39-foot catamaran called Kaz II drifts alone. The engine is running. Autopilot is on. GPS and radio are powered. A simple lunch sits on the table. The 3 friends who set out on a fishing trip are nowhere to be found. There are no scrape marks on the hull. No signs of a fight. Life jackets are stowed neatly. Some navigation items are missing from the helm. Seas are calm. It is the kind of scene that makes your skin prickle, because everything looks normal. So what could erase a crew without a mark? Investigators say there is no sign of foul play. The plain idea wins. One man leans over to free a line, slips, and falls. The others rush to help, and the boat sails on under autopilot. Some also mention carbon monoxide as a silent risk on small boats, though there is no hard proof here. No distress call. No log entry. The boat tows in. The men do not come home. A sad lesson. Even a quiet day can turn deadly in seconds. For number 6, we chase a nameless hull with its identity scrubbed clean. Number 6 is all about a missing name. In 2006, a small tanker called Jian Seng is found drifting off Australia with its name painted over and no registration. No one is aboard. Fuel remains in the tanks. Nets and deck gear suggest recent work. The identity work is not sloppy, it is deliberate. Inspectors follow the trail. The erased markings and lack of papers point to illegal fishing or smuggling. The boat appears set up for quiet transfers far from patrols. There is no weather story here. No storm cracked the hull. This is a business model that went sideways and the crew walked away. I love a good myth, but this kind of case is a real-world warning. Hidden names mean hidden plans. When the money dries up or the risk spikes, a ship becomes trash on a tide. If you like real mysteries without the fluff, hit subscribe so you never miss the next dive. We keep it focused on facts and the best evidence. From a nameless trawler to a famous rumor, number 7 takes us north to a cruise ship that broke loose and turned into a viral legend. Time to fact-check the rat ship talk around Lyubov Orlova. Number 7 drifts into internet legend. Lyubov Orlova launched as a small Arctic cruise ship in the late 70s. By 2013, she was out of service and under tow from Canada to a scrapyard. A storm snaps the line. The ship drifts free into the North Atlantic with no crew and no power. Fishermen and trackers spot the hulk again and again. Then the means start. People claim hordes of angry rats run the decks. Some say it is a ghost ship heading for a coast near you. That makes a great headline. It does not fit the facts. There is no crew. There is no secret colony steering the wheel. What authorities actually saw was a big, empty hazard. A derelict can smash smaller boats. That is the real risk. Maritime teams track drifters like this and act when they can to remove danger. The ocean likely swallowed the Orlova in the end. The rat story was only a rumor that grew louder than the truth. From cold seas to hot metal, Number 8 is a burned fishing boat found with nets still out. Fire on the water is fast and cruel. Meet the Tai Ching 21. Number 8 is all smoke and questions. In 2008, the Tai Ching 21, a steel fishing boat, turns up drifting near Japan. The hull is badly charred. The cabin is burned out. On deck, nets are still in the water, as if the crew was working when the fire began. No one is on board. There is no sign of a storm. The engine sits intact. No distress call reaches anyone. Investigators weigh two paths. One says pirates or a fast attack forced the crew off. Then the fire spread. The other says insurance fraud or a staged fire. With pieces destroyed by heat, hard proof is thin. The case never lands on a final answer. When I picture that deck, I feel the rush of heat and the rush to choose. Do you fight the flames or jump for the boats? In a blaze, seconds count. On this boat, the clock stopped. We turn from man-made fire to a force of nature for Number 9, a training ship broken loose by a giant tsunami that traveled thousands of miles until the Coast Guard put it under the waves. Number 9 rides a disaster's wake. In March 2011, a massive tsunami tears ships from their moorings in Japan. One is the Ryou Un Maru, a 62-meter training vessel. It drifts into the Pacific, empty and unpowered. Currents carry it across open water for many months. Satellite and buoy data mark its slow path toward busy lanes. An empty hull this size is not spooky. It is dangerous. It can collide with working ships. The United States Coast Guard tracks it, then moves in. They make the call. For safety, the Ryou Un Maru is sunk at sea by gunfire. No crew, no last radio call, just a clean removal of a floating hazard. I remember the first time I saw the imagery on a chart. A single blip, day after day, crossing a vast map. Nature can lift steel and carry it like driftwood. From a tsunami ghost to a very recent case, Number 10 shows us a modern ship found empty and under tow. New era. Same classic question. Why was no one on board? Number 10 is fresh. In 2018, a steel fishing vessel named Sam Ratulangi PB 1600 appears off Myanmar with no crew. She had been under tow in rough weather. The tow line snaps. The big hull keeps moving. Lights on. Systems humming. But every person is gone. Records show a tug, later recovered. Clues suggest the crew abandoned ship into lifeboats after the line parted. Maybe they feared capsizing. Maybe they believed the tow was lost and help would not come. There is no clear sign of foul play here. It is the modern version of an old sea choice. Stay with a crippled vessel, or leave and hope. When I look at all these cases together, I hear the same rhythm. Weather rolls in. A system fails. People have minutes to decide. Sometimes they get that choice wrong, even with all the right reasons. Our list is complete, but the bigger story is just getting good. What patterns connect these empty ships from 1872 to now? Let's step back, connect the dots, and turn fear into understanding. Here is what our 10 ghost ships teach us. The sea feels haunted, but the answers live in logs, pumps, weather, and human choices. Storms and bad seas push captains toward hard calls. Mechanical failures turn a safe deck into a trap. Silent threats like fumes can fog judgment. Crime and illegal work sometimes hide behind stripped names. And yes, hasty evacuations happen. A captain may leave a sound ship because his tools lie or a swell hits at the worst moment. Think back. Mary Celeste had cargo intact and pumps in doubt. A court found no evidence of foul play. Joyita stayed afloat, but a corroded pipe flooded her decks, and the inquiry still called the crew's fate inexplicable. Other hulls point to piracy, smuggling, or simple tragic errors. The pattern is not magic. It is life at sea. You know the headlines. Now you know the clues to look for. Which cause do you think shows up most across these stories? Thanks for watching Crazy Top 10. If this deep dive hit the spot, please subscribe for more smart, thrilling breakdowns of real-world mysteries. Drop a like, share this with a friend who loves the ocean, and tell me which case surprised you most. Stay curious, and stay safe out there.